Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. It's Tim here. I hope you're doing well. In this video, I wanted to share my favorite Procreate painting brush with you. Now this brush is in the default library for the iPhone, but unfortunately it's no longer available for the iPad version. I probably use this brush the most in my own work and most of my painting tutorials, so just in case you don't have this brush or the iPhone version of Procreate, I wanted to create a video resource so you can recreate this brush really easily from any of the default library brushes. So to get started, I think to make it easiest, we're gonna just go to the painting section and go to the stucco brush and then make a copy of the stucco brush just so we're working off of a copy. And then we're gonna change each of the settings. So for the stroke path, we're gonna change the spacing up to 8%. We're not going to do anything with the stabilization setting. All of the settings are fine. So in the taper setting where the pressure taper slider is, you're going to take the left slider and move it all the way over to the left, and then the right slider, move it over just a little bit, leaving just a little bit of a point at the end. And don't worry if they're not 100% where mine are, but just at least that they're close. Next, take the size and bring it up to 33%, and then the pressure all the way up to maximum. And then we're going to take the touch taper and repeat the same process with the sliders as the one before it. Moving on, in the shape setting, we're going to completely change the shape source and go into the edit, go to the source library and change it to the ink sponge. All of the rest of these settings should be fine, so we're not going to change any of them. Next, we're going to go on to the grain setting, and I believe it's already set on the brick pattern, but I'm just going to check and make sure. So we'll go back here. We go into it the same way as the shape setting, but it looks like it's fine. So next we're going to take the scale and move it down to 15% or approximately 15%. This is my preferred setting. This isn't how the original damp brush is, but this is how I feel like it looks the best, just so it doesn't have as many holes in it. And you'll see here now we get a much smoother look to it. And then right under where it says scale, it's going to say zoom, and you're going to turn the zoom up to 99% as well. So next we're going to go into the rendering settings and change it from intense glaze to intense blending, and then turn the flow of the brush up to maximum. Next, going into wet mix, you're going to change the dilution up to 62%, the charge up to 69%, the attack up to 3%, and then the pull up to 94%. For the next two, in color dynamics and dynamics, nothing is going to change. And then for Apple Pencil, I would highly recommend changing the tilt of the brush to about 3%. And I would highly recommend using an Apple Pencil with this brush. It is definitely usable with a regular stylus, but you definitely get a better result with an Apple Pencil. So next, in properties, we're going to change the preview size up to 40%. In brush behavior, we're going to change it to maximum size, and we're going to bring the maximum opacity all the way up and the minimum opacity up to about 4%. So now we have our brush created. I would also recommend changing the name of the brush in the About Brush section, just because you'll want to be able to differentiate it between the stucco brush and then the damp brush, just so you don't get them accidentally mixed up and delete one, because I've done that before. So we are done changing the settings. And I wanted to show you just how different stucco is from the damp brush. Stucco has a lot of texture and it doesn't blend or look very smooth. And then look how big a difference this is next to it. This brush definitely gives us just a little bit of texture, but the edges have a nice smooth blended gradient to them and the texture isn't too rough. And when painting with this brush, it feels very similar to how a traditional oil or acrylic will blend on canvas, which is why this brush has become one of my favorites. And if you're used to traditional painting, this will give you a much more traditional feel, which I think you're going to absolutely love. So if you get to try out the brush and like this video, please let me know below. This brush is again located in the Pocket Procreate version for iPhone. I just wanted to create a reference just in case you don't have it or you don't know about it. And it really is a shame that they got rid of it out of the main Procreate library. And just in case they ever get rid of it completely, there's now a record of it. And I may or may not have saved like 10 copies of it from the Pocket Procreate version just in case. And I have several tutorials up now that this brush would work perfectly for, so go check those out. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, friend. Happy painting!